Guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's and Golo Kante, Nottingham Forest 4, Arsenal 2. And yeah, being an Arsenal fan, you live a mad lifestyle. I mean, one day you're coming back against Chelsea and all that injustice and getting a point. The next day you're going out at the third round for the first time ever under Wenger's reign in a cup that you actually hold at this current moment. So yeah, we're still the champions at this moment in time. We hold it, but it looks like the treble's over, lads. But yeah, nah, seriously, going into the game, you know what's at stake. I told you lot in the preview. Take this game seriously. Don't think because they're in poor form, they've got managerial turmoils, etc., that we can just turn up and win. They're going to be galvanized. I told you this. They have nothing to lose. I told you this. I'm going making them more galvanized. I told you guys this. I'm not here to say I told you guys this, but this is exactly what happened. So I thought, you guys saw my preview. Respect the game. Play. We need to retain our trophy, or at least try to play a strong side. Yes, there's the Chelsea game to think about, but yeah, man. It was a gamble. It was a gamble. 9 changes. A lot of youth coming into the side. Pleased to see Nelson playing a further forward position, and he didn't disappoint. Joe Willock, another guy I got a lot of time for, coming into the side. Maitland-Niles was already there. Yeah, man, there was 9 changes. Theo Wells, a couple other men coming to the side, and you can do whatever you want. They made their changes as well. I told you guys, Berriton, I hope I say his name correctly all the time, but you saw today, I told you guys to mind out for him. But at the same time, I know there was no lack of experience in our side, but when you look at it, a lot of them, man, they played a while in Europa League. Debussy, Iwobi, Mertesacker, El Nene, Theo Wells, regardless of our personal opinions on any of them players, they're pretty much experienced. They've played an X amount of games, a number of games between them, especially Mertesacker and Wells. So, yeah, man. I'd say first 10 were weird because we had the majority of possession as you'd expect, but they were pressing us high. They were more galvanised. They had more intent whenever they were trying to go forward. You can see from the 4th minute, Berriton, Ben, he's a tricky customer. He's an old school centre sort of striker. He works hard and he's a bit of a con man. You could see him peeling on the last shoulder of Holding, and I think there was a time they said he was offside. He actually wasn't. That was a sign to things to come. He was working the channels well, getting into the channels with Mertesacker, isolating him. They were providing us problems. Joe Willock had a good game when he was on, but the first 5 minutes he recovered, but he was shaky. 2 hospital passes, they almost took advantage of, and I'm so sure Ospina had to be equal to it. No doubt, Maitland-Niles and Reece Nelson down the left-hand side are most attacking outlet. Look like the only ones that are going to try and make things happen from the first minute whenever we're going forward. Nelson, it was a lovely bit of play in the first half, and Theo really should have been doing better. He's there holding his hips. Why don't you time your run? You can see it. You don't always have to make the run so obvious. And another thing I hate about us, yeah, sometimes you can the best players do things in minimal touches. I'm not saying always, but sometimes you can do things, especially the midfielders, in 2 touches. Play it. And the backwards passes, I'm never going to make myself mad. But yeah, man, you saw their goal in the 20th minute, man. That first 10, we had possession, but we didn't really trouble them. We didn't have any chances. They keep considering the form they're in, and they played some young players today. Zach Clough, former Bolton guy, fairly rated. All of these things, we gave their keeper nada in the first 10, maybe even in the first 20, and they deserve their goal. I won't lie. I've told you guys about Dole and my opinions on him at Everton. He should be there. Excellent set piece. I clapped. Like, obviously I was upset that we lost, but I had to clap that. Excellent set piece. Conned everybody. Maitland-Niles unlucky to give that away. He's still my brother. He had a great game. But lovely free kick. From the runner, from the set piece, from the man just taking people off. Excellent set piece. No one running him. He's onside because of the wall. The people in the wall. He scores. It's 1-0. They deserve it. I don't know what Lehigh is on, former Villa boy, but they deserve it, to be honest. Only saving grace now. You're looking shook. Magic of the FA Cup and things. Only saving grace. We hit back instant. We hit back fairly instantly. Theo, lovely ball. I can't lie to you, man. I was thinking, why are you jumping on the free kick? I'm an honest man. You guys know this. I was thinking, why are you jumping on the free kick and puffing out your chest? You're not on this. Lovely free kick. Holding does very well. It's the post. Mertesacker slaps it in. It's 1-1. And we're doing all right. Ospina towards the end of the first half, when we were going under the cosh a bit, saved us a couple times. You guys know I don't rate Ospina too tough, but he did his job, to be honest. There was a couple stages in the first half throughout where we might pressure them, they would pressure us, but still they looked the most intent on scoring. Mertesacker again isolated 1 versus 1. Holding could have done a lot better. Debussy, I think he had a decent game, and I'll allude to the nonsense in my player ratings. Yeah, man, like we could have covered better, man, and it looked like we were playing 4 at the back. It looked like 3 initially, like we're going out there 3, and then it went to 4. I was thinking at that period, shouldn't we really go into the first? Shouldn't we really go into 3 at the back just to protect Mertesacker a bit, because he's getting isolated. He's getting isolated out there. Side note, I like the way Nelson was attacking and going forward. To be honest, there was once he danced past a lot of people, and it was a terrible shot into the near post. But I like that, the confidence and things like that. So yeah, man, it's looking calm at one point going into halftime, and they score on the stroke of it. Failure to clear our line. Several players. I think Holden's the unlucky one. He tries to header it out. It's a lovely volley. Lehigh gets his second. It's a madness. It's a madness from then. It's 2-1. Then they get a pen. Holden leaving your foot hanging. They get a pen. It's 3-1 at some point in the second half. I'm alluding to the second half now. 60th minute, we had an opportunity, but we didn't get there. Obviously, 32nd minute, not 32nd minute, we made it 3-2 because of Welbeck. Terrible defending from whoever my man was, along with whoever got a red card. If I did FA Cup duds of the week, you would have both been in it. Makes a mistake. Iwobi, who didn't, I'm struggling to see I love Iwobi, but I'm struggling to see what he brings to the table nowadays. Feeds Wells through. Fair enough, he got an assist. Feeds well through. Wells slots it home. I think Wells actually had a decent first half, but then he was poor. But in conclusion, we just ignorance to from the lineup. Wenger from the lineup, ignorance. You don't need to make that many changes. You could have played some stronger players. Ignorance from that. Ignorance from the start to the whistle. From the start, first whistle to the end. That they just look more inspired than us. How many shots did we really have apart from when we were chasing the game? How many shots in that first half? We had roughly about 300, 400 passes in the final third collectively. And what did we do with it? Again, stale. Don't let me get started on backwards passes. The likes of El Nene and all these guys, would it kill you to pass the ball forward? You will not get docked wages. I promise you, you will play a game again if you pass it forward. For me, do you know what? I turn off the commentator and I watch the game. Because what do I always say to you guys? It's what you do off the ball. And I was looking at off the ball. And the difference between us sitting these players, and I've said it several times, we're not pressing together. Some men are pressing, some men are not. Some men are doing other things. They obviously, let me allude to it as well, they obviously made it 4-2. Debussy being a dud again, doing duddery, spoiling a good game for himself, tackling from behind. He won the ball, but you tackle from behind, you put the decision in the ref. He kicks it twice, but it's a penalty. They deserve to win the game, to be honest with you. 4-2, it hurts, Carl. We're out of it now. We didn't have to do this, but we move on. I'm almost numb to this, to be honest. It is what it is. For me, I'm just upset with the ignorance. Wells, Theo, Iwobi, I'm shocked with the performances. Shout out to Berriton and Doyle, my guys. They deserve their performance. Only 4 minutes added on time as well. There was guys holding their heads. There was people going down. There was the nonsense over the pen. How can it only be 4 minutes added on as well? So yeah, Wenger's out of the FA Cup at this stage for the first time in his career, and it's deserved. Holding, terrible. Iwobi, terrible. Theo, terrible. The majority of the players. And if your name's not Maitland-Niles, Reece Nelson, or Joe Willock, sorry, shout out to Chrissy as well. You played terrible. And I might be forgetting a couple others, but shout out to the young G's. They're the only ones that were on crowd today. Akpom, you should have squared it. And this is why the career might not happen here. You should have really squared that to Theo. Theo's a dud again. I don't know why Theo's puffing out his chest and them things there. You're not messed. You're not Henri. Comb your hair. Come on, man. Guys, deluded goon. I'm signing out, man. 4-2 Nottingham Forest. Well done, Nottingham Forest. You deserve it. If it's up to me, lot, because you beat us, go on and win it, man. But yeah, guys, deluded. I'm out.